Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So we are here to create a tier list regarding the performances of Barcelona players of the 24-25 season. Yes, the season isn't over yet, but we have already marked our acclaim in several leagues and also have done our job in certain departments like in the UCL we have reached to the semi-final. Unfortunately, got knocked out. As for the Copa del Rey, we have won that. Super Copa we have won that. La Liga there are two games remaining, but the league's dusted, and we also have the trophy with us. So it's pretty much a wrap. And then I think this is quite the time to rate players because the other two games probably Flick would insist on rotating, so that won't be a good sample size for trying out. And I mean, at this point, even being judgmental is still okay. Let's think about it. Okay, so let's move to the players right now. So as you can see, have the whole squad here. Yes, certain debutants have come in. Danny Rodriguez, Tony Fernandez, Sergio Dominguez. They all have had a chance. Okay, I mean, I think I have missed a few in between, but yes, those are the notables. So all these players. So as you know, they have played, but it's only just a few minutes here and there, just to see the pitch, just to mark their debut right there. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I haven't taken them into account because their sample space is not as much to compare and give an evaluation about it. So that's not considered. Regardless of that, there are others out here, I mean, which are considered to be first team players who must have received a few minutes under their belt. Yes, I know a few of them barely played, are unfairly left out of the squad. Let's talk about all of that right now. Don't worry, but I have taken the first team players into account here, and based off their performances over the course of the season, let us decide as to where they would rank according to this tier list. So I'll explain you the basics regarding the tiers that I made here. The first tier is undroppable, which clearly is self-explanatory. Undroppable means regardless of his form, regardless of the game, regardless of the injury situation, or regardless of whichever competition it is, he is a must in the team. He is a must. Like, he is certainly the driving factor, or the trump card, or the decider factor of the team winning a trophy or being successful or failing. He's the main one. Those kinds are undroppable, and they play almost all the games. Clearly so. The next deserves a run of games. So deserves a run of games. These ones are those which do get their opportunity, and they prove that they are supposed to start, but the manager definitely knows better, and he doesn't start them. But for their performance and for what they bring on the table, their influence, you would genuinely believe they must start. So those category of players deserves a run of games. Now plan B. Plan B, let me explain this. So we deal with players that I mean teams that keep a low block against us, or a mid block against us, or like play all open. So against different teams, at times a system may not be effective. I mean, we can clearly see against teams like Valladolid, Vallecano, Mallorca, we barely get by with single, or I mean double goals. I mean, that's about it. The lead is barely there. So against them, we tend to struggle with this high line persona because at times we may even get caught behind. Our defenders aren't the fastest, so we tend to change the system. And depending on the change system, Flick tends to bring certain players that I have noticed. I mean, it's not like he's so firm and adjusting to his own play style that he would bring someone at the 75th minute thinking that's the right thing. No, he's able to read the situation. He's versatile in his selections at times. Yes, he could be better, I would say that, but he's clearly doing that. So those players who he considers to be the game changers of certain situations, like a what, like a low block, or when you don't have a goal, when you are in need of a goal, when you are behind, you bring these players on. But they don't necessarily start the game. They don't necessarily make a case to be the starters, because maybe around a case of 90 minutes, say you play them, they might not be clinical, they might not be stand out, but maybe suddenly you give them 10 or 15 minutes, they just Wham it up, you know. Suddenly they are the talk of the town. They're clutch. They're this. They're that. You get what I mean? Next, need rotation. So these are certain players that I believe who are played in the squad. This is my opinion. Okay, this is not anything to do with flick or anything, but yeah. So these players they play regularly. They have a decent amount of minutes, probably around 2,000 minutes, I guess, as of now, and they underperform in the sense that they had performed well earlier. They have set a certain expectation for themselves, and then they just bring that form down, and we still hold on to that belief that they did perform better earlier to now suddenly have doubts about their future. You know what I mean? So need rotation. They for them actually, Flick must insist on rotating is what I would say. Those kind of players. Next, consider selling. Clearly self-explanatory. Players who don't really are they might be good players. Okay, I'm not telling that they might be good players, but it's not that all good players can play for Barcelona. It's not about the standard even. It's about the specific role that you must fulfill, which you won't. You gotta go. I mean, it's not that you are a good player or a bad player just because you don't fit for Barcelona. Obviously, you can be a great player while playing for different clubs. Definitely, different players, different play styles. You might succeed there, but may not be in Barcelona. So when I'm saying consider selling, it's not necessarily because the player is substandard or anything, but just for the way Barcelona plays. I think it just may not cut it out for them, man. So those consider selling. And finally, got to go, blood. I mean, regardless of whichever team you are, mate. I mean, you gotta go, man. It's those kind of thing. I mean, considering how Barcelona's season has gone, I doubt there is a possibility that I would add someone into this, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So yes, let's start off with the first one. I have shuffled the list overall, and I'm just gonna pick one out of nowhere. So what you're seeing here as an order may not be the case here. So if I pick one in random, I think I would have the tendency to explain about them a little further, and I think that's what you guys like to see as well. So yeah, let's start off. So I'll start off with Jules Koundé. So Jules Koundé, let's just see, undroppable, run of games, gotta go, blood. I mean, no, definitely not gotta go. I would say, I mean, he's undroppable, man. I mean, why was I even putting him up in consideration? That's a funny bit. I mean, clearly, man, a player who's capable of playing around 90 to 95 games without a shred of injury, constantly having four lungs maybe, and probably an armor of titanium. Who knows, man? The man's a behemoth. Slowly, you would recognize that. But yes, this man at right back is so reassuring that you would think Yamal's not there. He's still gonna do something there, even on the offensive, man. Such a workhorse. Also has developed his technique, man. Let's not forget when he was bought in 2022, he developed that little frustration that he wasn't even played in his natural position, and now you can clearly see he has adapted to it. He has formed this gel synergy with Yamal, and clearly that has been effective over the course of the season. And he's made his case for being one of the best right backs in the world, let's say, or in Europe, if I'm taking that sample. So clearly, we can also consider other players in his role that whether can make a case of starting over him, which clearly isn't the case. Eric Garcia, wonderful backup, capable of playing in different positions. I mean, let's talk about it eventually. Let's not go there. Okay. So Koundé, for his role, I don't think anyone can actually make a case that they must start over him. Whenever he has started, he has been solid. He has had his influence over his game over the course. I mean, like it's a 50-60 game season. So clearly, for someone who has an endurance like he does, he's clearly been the guy for us, man. Top player, top player. He has to be undroppable. Let's go to the next one. So I'll just pick. I mean, I can't clearly see the photos here, so when I pick them, I'll realize. So okay. Pardon me. That's not what I'm pressing. So Pablo Torre. So Pablo Torre. Okay, listen to me carefully. I would like to be optimistic here. I'm not keeping him in go to go, but it just has to be somewhere. So yeah. So about Pablo Torre, see, this man, he's talented. He's talented and he's composed. In my opinion, he can succeed in Barcelona system. Clearly, he can. And also, I think he is underrated in terms of his versatility. He can actually play center midfield, center attacking midfield. Maybe take a place on the wings, but I don't think he's that pacey or dynamic. But yes, he is versatile in his own right. Okay, we can keep him in if we are in a deficiency. So he has pluses. It's all pluses about him. It's not like he has underperformed in a certain game that we haven't given him the chance and he deserves that uh, bench time. No, he's clearly, even, I mean, 2 or 3 times that you played him, he's played very well. And I mean, any other club, man, it would have been so unfair that you don't play him. So I would personally say deserves a run of games would be. I mean, he does deserve a run of games, but at the same time, you think about it practically. Can he get game time? I would say it deserves a run of games, man. I mean, I don't know. Plan B. I mean, it's between Plan B and deserves a run of games for me. I mean, I wouldn't sell him if it were to me. I mean, if he's in the squad, he's great, man. I mean, I would love him. So deserves a run of games or Plan B. I will give him Plan B because let's take this into account. Petri can't play every game, man. Let's just say it. He's been playing there. I mean, great. Thank goodness that there's no massive injury as of yet. The season's going great for him. He's up there in the top 10. Great. But there will be a time where we need to rest this man. He has to recharge. At times, you could clearly see that fatigue, the illness catching up to him. So clearly, it is catching up to him a little, at least. So we need a plan B and a very solid plan B. Let's say it's Barcelona standard. I mean, it's good you have a plan B, but it's great when you have a plan B as good as Pablo Torre. Or he could be the plan B for not only Pedri, man. I mean, he's being kept as a case for the number 10 position when Olmo, Fermin won't be playing. So clearly he can be played anyway. He's a plan B. But the thing is, he's at the prime of his career, man. That's where I had the third option of consider selling. But that's when you look at Torres' case. When Torre genuinely wants to leave the club, he can leave the club. That's up to him. But personally, if you would ask me whether I should keep him, whether he should get more game time, he should definitely get more game time. But then again, when I say deserves, it's like more that you have been in the pitch more than often to show that you deserve it. But he's barely on the pitch, so I mean, I can't be too optimistic, right? So I'll give him plan B. Next one, let's just randomly pick. Yeah, I would take Pablo. I mean, no, Pau Victor. My bad. Pau Victor. So Pau Victor. Let's just bring this to it. Okay, let's take the timeline of the season, including the preseason, because that's where he actually took over the headlines. So Pau Victor. Let's think about it. Okay, this man came into the preseason, shook everyone by surprise. I mean, some solid goals he scored, and he was being consistent at too. Then you would understand, yeah, why not carry that momentum to the beginning of La Liga? I mean, we have a solid player in our hands, man. Not gonna lie, we have a solid player. And then you realize, I mean, yes, Robert Lewandowski needs a bit of rotation, and clearly this man can do the job. But Lewandowski, sadly, is too good to be benched, and has also been a solid player in terms of dealing with fatigue, injuries. I mean, he's been injured, but he's still been solid for his age, that is. So we expected him to be that plan B, but even as a substitution option and even as a backup for the last 10 to 15 minutes, I think he's been barely played. He's been underused so much that it's like they show a blind eye to what he has been showing in the preseason. That was promise. And he's 22, 23, man. I mean, he's 23 right now. Come on, he can show a lot to his game, man. And it's a bargain considering you got him for what, 6 million, 3 million from Girona after he played a solid season at the Athletic. So I don't know, man. It's unfair with him. But clearly, I still see belief in him. But at times, I think it's more that when you get the 10-15 minutes, you have to be that clinical to actually prove your case for starting for the team. And at times, he does appear less sharp, obviously, because of lack of game time. But come on, man. Do something. Do something that stand out within that few bits of minutes, man. Then at least you could make a case that at least for 30 minutes or maybe for a half or maybe for a match itself against a lower side perhaps that you could start, you could be promised to give on a start. But right now that's not the case with him, so I am optimistic about Power Victor, but he's clearly on the move, I guess, from what I've heard. So I would say, I won't say go to go blood, but that would be negative, totally negative. Need rotation, consider selling. I don't think you would even get a lot from Power Victor considering you haven't even played enough to give him that market value. I mean, it's really a hard one, man. Like, I could have added more divisions, but then at the end of all that, then probably everyone's gonna get a division of their own. That's what I would say. So I would give Pau Victor. Why do I keep calling Pablo Torre? So Pau Victor, I would give him as what? Let's say consider selling, because you're not gonna give him Plan B or something. Okay, okay. Guess what? I'll give him Plan B, man. I'd give him Plan B, considering uh, I genuinely believe Pau Victor is a better replacement for, I mean, backup for Leva than Ferran. Ferran's dynamic. Ferran's get the goals, but Pau Victor, man. I mean, okay, this is delusional. I think it sounds like that maybe. Ferran provides, man. I mean, it's so wrong to even say this, but Pau Victor's more of a striker, man. I think he has that killer edge, that instinct that a striker needs after Lewandowski in this team. I don't think anyone else does have that. Anyway, no one else does have that, man. Plan B, Plan B. I'm not telling you that give him game time, make it sure that he can actually replace Lewandowski in the near future. No, if Lewandowski is injured, or if Ferran, for that case, is not able to play this man. Why doesn't he deserve time, man? It's odd to me, man. It's baffling to me. I mean, just a few minutes, man. Not 10 or 5 just to sniff the pitch. No, get him more time. Next. Okay. Oh yes, Eric Garcia, man. Eric Garcia, what a player, man. What a player. Like, you get this man in 2022 on a free from Manchester City. 2021, my bad. At that time, he was iffy offy. He used to play well. He used to start games for us. Our season as a whole was a total shamble. But he stood out at times, but he wasn't consistent. He wasn't physically dominating or present out there. It's not like strikers had a fear day when he was there on the pitch. People could get through him aerially. He wasn't all that. So that was the case with Eric. I mean, he wasn't physically well built at that time too. He was still kind of medium built. So it's not that. This next year also the same case happened. Barcelona. Yes, they did win the La Liga, but it's not like Eric had a massive role in the squad, because Barcelona had the clean sheet record. It was the Balde, Araujo, Christensen, Kunde backline. Eric was probably the stopgap or the plan B to it. So that season too, he didn't have much to show for. Next season, he went to Girona. Girona had this wonderful season where they managed to get fourth after a brilliant first half of the season, almost reaching the first place. So Eric was a massive part of that defense. He actually learnt a lot. He actually added a lot to his game when it comes to ball playing, when it comes to managing on the right hand side. He improved his versatility, I think. I think, did he play midfield? I don't know. I think he's played midfield too for Girona, along with the right centre back. So he's improved his all in all game going to Girona, and then he returns back and he was still held in contention as to whether he's a good player or not, or whether he is Barcelona kind or not, whether as a substitute we can count on him or not. And then there he is, man. There he is. I mean, the last few games, man, just take that. You'll be flabbergasted, man. Like, this man is a centre back. He's played centre defense midfield, and he's played right back along with that. Imagine how important those utility positions are. When you have to rest your key players, strongest players in that role, Koundé, Frankie de Jong, you're bringing this man on and you still don't feel any difference. Yes, indeed, obviously the class and maybe the ooze of quality may not be there, or maybe visually pleasing may not be the case, but you need a warrior out there. You need a player who is rational, who is composed, who can actually pick a pass pretty well, man, quite well, and also do a lot of things, and even shooting, man, he does everything. The only thing that must be letting him down is that he's not pacey, and his bulky profile might be letting him down in several cases, maybe in terms of changing directions, perhaps. Wonderful player, though, man. Inter Milan goal, Real Madrid goal. Is there a game where you look at Eric Garcia, I mean, lately, and you think, okay, he still has a lot to add? No, he's added everything, man. Okay, maybe his positional awareness in certain situations, he tends to engage too much up forward, which leaves space for the left winger out there. But then again, right back is in his spot, man. He's a centre back or a centre defense midfielder, which is more clear. I mean, much more delivering it. So I don't know as to what to say with this man. I mean, I only have praise for him. Praise, praise, and praise. Wonderful player. I wish he stays. I wish he plays more as well. I mean, he can genuinely be a new archetype of a right back if you use him well, man. It's not like a stopgap. He can actually play well. He's made good runs too. So where's Eric? I missed hold of him. Where's Eric? Where's Eric? Eric! Yeah. So let's give him deserves a run of game. I mean, he plays. I mean, he plays. I mean, it's not like the fact that I can't put Kunde and Eric in the same bracket, man. Kunde is just there. What about Eric? I know definitely not this three, man. Deserves a run of games. Plan B. I mean, it's more of a plan B if you'd ask me. I would give him praise. Deserves a run of games kind of thing, but that's when you actually have a reason to displace the main starter. But Kunde, you don't have a reason to displace him, but when you are on the field, you're sensational kind of player. You know what I mean? So I would give him. I would top him in the plan B. I'll give him that, man. I'll top him in the plan B. I'll keep Pablo Torre ahead of Pau Victor. Yeah, this is in order. Okay, by the way, it's not just randomized. So yeah, wonderful player, man. I hope he stays for long. I hope he ends up as a legend for our club, even, or that valuable servant we had for the years we had, like Sergio Roberto, let's say, or even Pedro for a while, let's say. I mean, that's offensive front. Let's talk about that later. So now we pick Alejandro Balde. What a player. The reason why I would say this is there is this saying, right? When you don't have that thing with you or that presence with you, you realize its value, right? It has been there for the whole time, and then you were like kind of taking it for granted. It just did its thing. You criticized it when you had to show patience, and suddenly when that person wasn't there, or when that presence wasn't there, and you immediately miss a lot of what he or that presence provides you, you eventually start valuing him more than you should. I mean, fairly valued, but you start valuing, which is the right thing. Justice served kind of thingy. Alejandro Balde, man, this season, how much he's matured, man. He's had that left hand side. We're good with that. Left hand side as in the whole left hand side. The reason why Rafinha is in the Ballon d'Or conversation, I would say a majority part of it is because of Balde. I'll talk about Rafinha, that's another matter. But Balde, man, how do you do this? How do you do this, man? It's incredible. And I imagine what you could even do on a regular basis. How you span through the pitch with one dimensional moves. It's just a few touches, man, but he clears the pitch just like that. Wonderful acceleration. I would say his acceleration more than his pace, man, is wonderful. How he gets to the ball quickly than others, even picks up a pass, gets involved into build up, crossing, link up with Rafinha, which again is responsible for his stats to be amped up as much as this. Such a player, man. Such a player. I'll have to add him though. I mean, obviously, I mean, this is not even a question. Undroppable every day. In my opinion, I would give it to over to Kunde, man, because considering what is there at left back for us and what is there at right back for us, I mean, when Kunde is in the case, I could still give Eric, but if Balde is gone, I don't know, man. I mean, we have to look at the sky, man. We have to look at the sky.